Hello everyone, welcome into the Wednesday Night Live. How are you doing? I have got Lee or Tommy Lee or Lee all in with me today.
Good evening, everybody.
We're just having a little chat about reselling and general things really, fixing things, whatever. So, tell me what got you into reselling?
It was a complete accident, I think. It's like we moved up north to Lancashire like 5 years ago, and it was basically we'd bought sort of a dilapidated house. It needed a lot of work doing to it, and we was gonna like do it up and like sell it on and do like the old property thing. But
Yeah,
no, it just ended up we kind of like fell in love with the place up here, and it was so bloody cheap that we bought it. And yeah, we thought right. Well, I mean, we've still got a lot to do at the house. There was a lot more work on it than what we originally sort of thought. Floorboards and floor joists needed changing, floorboards, like all sorts. But yes, and it was like I kind of like took a year out of work. I didn't work for a year. I was just like working on this house to get it kind of livable because some of it was that bad.
yeah,
And then we thought, right, we need a. Do we go out and get a job now? Do we work? What do we do? It's like the money from selling the house and moving up here is running out. So we just kind of like we've always gone to car boots anyway, but we've never known about like the reselling side of it until we went
yeah,
onto YouTube just to look at car boots in the area, and that's when we found like I think we started with George Ross. I think we used to watch all George Ross's videos.
yeah,
And it's like, oh yeah, we'll give this a go.
yeah,
Plus the house we moved into, the guy was he was a bit of a hoarder, he was a bit of a recluse, and he had like stacks and stacks of like magazines. And I mean, at the time, he had like about 8 or 9 VHS players all stacked up. Couldn't
yeah,
tell you now whether they were like combis or anything like that, but we didn't know anything about
yeah.
reselling, so they went into the skip with a lot of other stuff that was kind of like left there because we had no idea about it. But now I
Yeah.
look back, now we're into the reselling and we've seen the YouTube videos and stuff. I now think, Jesus Christ, I just threw away about 200 quid,
Yeah.
possibly more. You kind of like think, I mean, but he did have a load of old magazines left here that I've made thousands of pounds out of because it was like the Time magazine, Newsweek's magazines. He had every single edition from sort of the 1960s up until the 1980s, 1990s.
Wow.
And we put a couple up on eBay for like sale. It's the first thing we really put up.
Yeah.
And I got a guy in America contacted me, and he was after the Rolex adverts, all the 60s and 70s like Rolex adverts that was in these magazines. And he paid me for I'd send him like 50 magazines at a time. I'd photograph them all, photograph the front of the magazine, photograph the Rolex adverts. I'd share them all on Google Photos so he could see them, and he picked which ones he wants. And I'd send him batches of like 30 or 40 magazines over to America, and he was paying like 400 or 500 quid a bundle. It was crazy.
That's mental.
Yeah, I mean, even now we've been going. I still haven't thrown them away. I've still got bundles of magazines everywhere. And we went from the other day and was just like we searched eBay for like the most popular ones or the most expensive like Time magazines.
Yeah.
And there was a couple in there. I can't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was like George Harrison one or something like that. But that sold for like £95 just for an old
Yeah.
1950s magazine. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving. And that's
Yeah.
the first thing we started to sell. And then
Wow.
took off from there. Went to like the car boots, and that was it. We just started selling. Now we're full of all this crap.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. But yeah, something we just kind of like fell into, really.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just going to jump in the chat a minute. So we've got Damien in. Hello. Nicola. Hello. Ali Evans. Hiya. And we've got George in. Hello. I do like that you call me Soapy, Kathy. I do like that. Jeff. Hello. Limelight, Jenny, hello. Just coming down. Double Karma, hi, thanks for joining. Kathy, don't let Lee kid you that he works on his house. I have it on good authority that it's simply not true.
I worked there for a year. Still got bits and pieces to do.
A year's long enough.
eBay takes over your life. You're always listing and packing.
Yeah, that's true. I felt like that today. Lindsay and Alvin, hello, thanks for joining. Lisa, hello. Retro Girls, hello. And Monkey Thrifter, hello. Ian J, hello, thanks for joining. And Jason N. Twistle, hello. And Potato, thanks for joining. And oh yeah, that's you. Hello, thanks for joining.
So that'll pop along.
So, what's like your kind of favourite things to pick up?
Well, favourite thing probably like vintage amplifiers, like old audio systems.
Yeah.
I do like picking up some of them. I mean, it used to be like used to love. It always changes. Used to just love picking up the combis and like the VHS players because that's the first thing. I started watching YouTube videos because I knew nothing about how to fix stuff before.
Yeah.
But I started watching videos and thought, well, VHS players, they are quite simple to fix. They're common problems.
Yeah.
And I watched all the YouTube videos on it. So, they used to be good money, especially like the combis. And even like the standard VHSs. So I was just picking them up all the time for a couple of quid at the car boots before everyone sort of knew about them.
Yeah.
And they were just easy to clean up and fix and just, knock them out for like 40 or 50 quid.
Yeah.
So that was
have you ever like picked up something that like you thought would be like an easy fix and then like it totally wasn't?
Oh yeah, because after you've done it for a while, you kind of like get ideas of what a problem could be. Because sometimes some people do tell you that there's something wrong with it, and you think, oh yeah, that should be an easy fix. But then you look at it and it's like, nah. Yeah. I mean, I've got an amplifier over there at the moment and kind of like bits, and it's just full of rust. I think it turns on on at work, but it's just full of cobwebs, full of dust and dirt, and there's rust on it. But you kind of like look at that and think, well, it doesn't look too bad on the outside, but you open up the inside, you're like, God. And you think, is this even worth it?
Yeah. What do you think like the most satisfying like thing is that you've fixed up and sold?
I've fixed a lot of things that aren't on camera that I haven't sold.
Yeah.
I mean, the PlayStation 4s and fixing like PlayStations, just changing some capacitors and stuff and getting them working again. That's always a good fix. I mean, I bought myself I got a laptop from auction for like £4 because it didn't power on and it had a short circuit and it's like a tiny. I didn't film it, but it was just like a tiny little capacitor in there. Cost you 10p. That had short circuited, changed that, and I've got a laptop that's Windows 10, like 8 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte hard disk, so it's like a good kind of like spec.
Yeah.
But any sort of just simple thing, something that's completely dead, like you press a button, there's no power whatsoever, and then you find out what's wrong with it, and it can just be a 10p like capacitor.
Yeah.
And then just to bring it back to life and like get everything like working and clean again, it's quite satisfying for me. I know some people just like they don't even want to take a single screw out.
Yeah.
They don't want to take the lid off anything. But I've always, even as a child, I've always been that child that would just take things apart for the sake of taking things apart to see how they work.
Yeah, yeah. And, I think you've got to be like that kind of person. Like,
yeah,
I like for me, I would just be like, no, I can't fix it. I don't know what to do. Okay, bye. Move on to the next thing.
I mean, I used to be like that. I used to, you used to lift the top off something and you just see all the components and the board and everything in there. You just like, oh, I don't know. Don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's what I say. I only started once I started eBay. That's the time I started like fixing stuff. Before that, I didn't really know about electronics and that. But I've, watching YouTube videos, like channels like myself, just watching them, and you kind of like learn how to fix them, and then you find out a lot of the things are just a common problem.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's amazing. So I guess you're pretty much kind of self-taught, really, aren't you? That just done it all through YouTube. I'm trying to get my leg around the chair, but I've got so much shit around me, I can't actually sit in the chair properly.
I still don't really know that much. I know the few things that I know about. I mean, there's some things I won't record. It's like, I picked up an induction hob for free.
Yeah.
He had it advertised for 20 quid on Facebook Marketplace. I was working on the house, Kath, and I was putting like a kitchen in, and we wanted to get like an induction hob because I've got no gas in the kitchen. We only use gas for the boiler.
Yeah.
So we looked on Facebook Marketplace. Guy had one for like 20 quid and just said only like half of it works. It's like 4 rings. Only half of it works. And he said it's a common problem. You can see on YouTube what the problem is. So I thought, I'll have a quick look. And yeah, it was a simple problem. It was like a capacitor that was failing. It's like you need to change that, and it's like a £1.50 capacitor. So I went round there. I said, "Oh, have you still got this?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, come round and get it. Will you take a tenner for it?" He's like, "No, you can have it. Don't want any money for it. I'm sick of being like messed around. People keep saying they want it. Don't come round and get it." I was like, "Well, no, I'll definitely come round." And I went round there. I went to give the guy like 20 quid in the end. I was like, "Yeah, it's 20 quid." Because, I mean, induction hobs aren't cheap. They're like 300, 400, 500 quid, even more. But no, they wouldn't take any money for it. And I took that apart, and it's like it's like the component, the capacitor, hadn't even been soldered in properly from the factory.
Oh God!
It was like one of the legs was just sat on top, touching it. So if anything banged or moved, it would just break the contact. And I didn't have to pay for anything. I didn't have to buy any parts. I just soldered it on, and got a perfectly good induction hob that's been working for the last like 2-3 years.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, and then it's like auctions. We had bought a dishwasher for like 100 quid, but it's like a £600 dishwasher. It's like a Miele dishwasher that are expensive.
Yeah.
And they'd cut the plug off at auction to save themselves because now they have to pat test electronics.
Oh, so they just cut it off otherwise.
They cut the plugs off, so they can't test it. So it's their way of selling electronics at auctions, but not having to pay for the pat testing. But yeah, I paid 100 quid for that, and all it was a block pump. I mean, it wasn't electrical at all. Put a plug on it, and it just come up with an error code saying the water pressure was low. Took the back of it and pulled there was a bit of plastic stuck in the pump. Pulled that out and got a lovely good washing machine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that, stuff I haven't taken apart before, and stuff I'm not too sure about. I don't really film it or put it on the internet because you always because it's a bit like you don't know what you're doing. It doesn't really make a good video when you're guessing yourself.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's really simple, and I think I wish I'd filmed that.
Yeah, it's crazy what people regard as broken sort of thing and non-fixable, and then someone like you can get your hands on it and do it easy, and then make some money out of it. It's good.
Yeah.
Limelight says, "How did the Fleetwood Jumble Trail go? Were you buying or selling?"
We went round buying, but yeah, no, it was quite good. I mean, it's pretty big. I think it's too big for its own good, really. I think there's too many houses. It's like hard to get around them all, and there's people complaining that they didn't get many people. You have people saying, "Oh, we've made 100, 200 quid," and other people is like, "I've made £4.20. Like I've been out all day." It's hard. I mean, that's the thing. And some of them are like a little bit out of the way, so it's hard to please everybody.
Yeah.
But no, we did all right actually. I did get a laptop, a 2-year-old HP laptop for £1, because I put a post on there saying broken electronics sell too. If you've got any broken electronics, you're thinking of just throwing down the trash. I said, put them out. And I went to one lady and she was like, "Oh, I saw that post. I've got a laptop there. It's £1." She said it's had water spilt on it. So I was like, "Well, for £1, yeah. I'll kind of take that." I've still yet to look at it. I'm not going to plug it in because it's had like water spilt on it. But what I said to him, things like that, things where it's had like water spillage, are sometimes like easier to fix, because when you take them apart, any water that's on electronic components will make it go green, or things will start to rust. So you can actually see where the damage is, and you know where to look.
Yeah.
So you can just test the components in that area and think, right, that's gone.
Yeah, you got the telltale signs there, haven't you?
Yeah, it gives you an idea of where to look.
Tonk says, "Hi guys, listen in the background while listening on Poshmark. Poshmark busy for a lot of clothing sellers because of the £20 vouchers, and I have barely anything listed." I've been on Poshmark for a little while before launching, so I was gradually just getting all my listings kind of on, ready for launch. And today alone, I've done £168 so far. And I think it's because of this free £20. People are just buying everything, which I'm not complaining about. But if anyone does want my code, if you do want to sign up to Poshmark and you fancy a free £20 for yourself, it's Sophie Benson 778. I've put it in the description as well. And then if you buy something, doesn't have to be from my store, it can be from anywhere. I then get £20, so it's win-win. Lin. Oh, that's all right, Lin. I don't know why. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's a bit crazy like that. Fleetwood Jumble Trail video out tomorrow on my channel. That's Monkey Thrifters. So go and subscribe if you're not.
I was his personal chauffeur for the day, driving him around. We was all knackered by the end of it.
Yeah, I expect you were. I've never had like a jumble trail like here. I've never been to one. Like they just don't really do them like in my area.
Yeah, well, there was nothing up here. I mean, when we moved up here, was I think there was one in Manchester we went to one year, but a lot of people around here never heard of it. I mean, we was the one that started the Facebook page in the Fleetwood Jumble Trail.
Yeah.
And so many people just had not heard of it. I mean, it was like kind of like saying, sort of down south, in some places it's quite a big thing. A lot of people are doing it.
Yeah.
But now we've got another sort of. There's one that started a couple of years ago. They do one regularly. There was another little estate that tried it, and now we've got another one in the next town in Thornton Cleveland that's going to try one next month, I think it is.
Oh, nice.
But they're quite nice. They're really nice to walk around because there's sort of 20 or 30 houses, so it's really nice. I mean, we had on our one 127 houses spread out over sort of 2 miles. You know, you can't walk it. You can't walk it. That's the thing as well. You got to drive it. I mean, you do have like clusters. You do have sort of 5 or 6 down one road, but then you'll have like 2 down another road, or you just have one on their own.
Yeah.
Having that little small area is like so much better just to park up and just walk around.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's a bit strange. You'd think. Like I always think like a jumble trail, like it's just going to be like loads of houses all close together, but clearly it's not.
Yeah, I mean Fleetwood's not really that big a town. We're like right on the top of the peninsula.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of people were interested.
Do you sell at a car boot at all, or do you always just buy?
No, we sold. This is another thing that was amazing. When we were like selling our house and moving up here, we took a lot of stuff out. Well, when we just had a 2-bedroom flat by like Heathrow, Staines upon Thames, and we cleared our stuff out. We had it all like in a storage unit, just while we were selling the house and doing the viewings and stuff like that. And we just thought, that it'd been in there for months, so it was like, well, before we move, we'll go and do like a couple of car boots, just like get rid of some of this stuff. And we literally gave everything away. I mean, I had PlayStation 3 steering wheels and this, that, and the other, and some like pretty good stuff that was worth money. It was like giving it away for like £2, £5, just to like get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because I was that person that was just like, I'm at a car boot and I just want to get rid of stuff. Didn't have a clue of like, I know how much it was when I bought it, but I didn't know secondhand value had, so much money still in it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When we was kids, though, it's like when I was younger. And going to a charity shop and buying secondhand was just like, oh no, I'm not going to be seen dead in a charity shop.
Oh yeah,
when we were teenagers, but now it's like all the rage.
Oh, definitely. Like when I was younger, I'd have never gone in a charity shop.
Yeah.
And my nan used to literally live in charity shops, and she was like a bit of a hoarder, to be fair. And then she would buy loads of stuff in charity shops. Like bearing in mind at this point in her life, like it was only her living on her own in the flat, and she'd buy like 10 saucepans, 10 frying pans, about 30 lots of plates, and all this kind of stuff. And then we used to get her to like part with some of it and take it to the charity shop, but then she'd go down there and buy it all back. And then we'd like go through her flat again, and we were like, Nan, we got rid of this last time. Why is it back again? She's like, oh, I like it. So I went down and got it back.
Nicola does that. She starts putting some of my stuff in black bags, and I'm like, "What you got in there?" And I'm like, "It's like an Airfix model kit of a Spitfire." And I'll be like, "No, I'm going to do that eventually. Take that out. I'm going to do that." But no, since we've been reselling though, we've never been, or we've never sold at a car boot.
No, I haven't. And I've got loads of stuff here now that I've had for like ages, and I was starting to think, right, I need to take it to like a car boot or something, and literally just ask like 50p a pound for it, and just try and get something back, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But what I did instead was I swapped all that stuff onto a 99p auction on eBay instead, because I thought, well, after fees anyway, I'd probably only got 50p or whatever, which is what I'd have asked at the car
Yeah.
boot. So, and by doing that, I also had quite a flurry of eBay sales yesterday as well.
Yeah, well, Nicola started doing that. She started doing sort of 50 to 100 auctions to like start at sort of the beginning of the month, or like on sort of payday weekend. Although car boot Chris says there is no payday weekend, there's no such thing. But no, Nicola started doing that, like putting auctions up for the end of the month, and it really brought activity to the store. Really kind of like boosted the sales. I mean, you had a good weekend for starters. You had a good payday after the weekend. And it just brought more sales in, having a load of auctions running. But before that, we don't really do any auctions at all.
No, I don't. This is like the first time I've sort of really tried it. I've always just done buy it now, but Den's told me about it, and I was just like, well, I'll just give it a go, because I was only going to just go to the car boot with it all anyway.
Yeah.
And then I had about 3 or 4 items on buy it now sale, so it definitely brought a lot of like activity into my store. So
I mean, we've had stuff on the auctions even when it hasn't sold. We've as soon as it's like not sold, we put it on to we change it to like a buy it now, and then it will sell for twice the price a couple of days later. So you could have had that. You could have had that half the price on auction like a couple of days ago. Now you've paid double price of buy it now. It makes no sense sometimes when something doesn't sell, and then all of a sudden it's
I think it's just the right person at the right time sometimes as well, isn't it? Like looking for it, or whatever.
That's the thing. When you think it's only 7 days, it's like they could have missed it, and then that person then searches for it. It's like, oh, there's one.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. You are limiting yourself to just like the 7 days of like views.
Yeah, that is the only thing. But I just like, I mean, I just want it gone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Although I am tempted.
We all just want it gone.
Because I am tempted, to be fair. Because what I've been doing is screenshotting all the photos from my eBay, copy and pasting the title, and putting it on Poshmark. So what I may do is just do some more, because what I've noticed is it's all my items that are under £20 that are selling today, and it's because of this free £20 thing.
Yeah,
so I'm getting more on Poshmark.
That's definitely what it is. And everyone's spending their £20 voucher.
It is, yeah. I'm getting more for it on Poshmark than what I'm, getting on eBay. And then
that's it. I mean, if they've got a free 20 quid, they probably don't mind paying that slightly higher price on Poshmark.
No,
it hasn't cost them anything.
No, and a couple of things I've put a little bit lower, like a few t-shirts and things, just to encourage it to go. They use their, £20. Tonks has been listing from the PC on Poshmark. I tried loading up Poshmark website on my MacBook, but I couldn't see a button to actually log in. All I could see was like a join the wait list. I couldn't see like a login thing.
I had that. I thought I'd look at it earlier. And when I went to the .co.uk site, I just had that, join a waiting list.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll register and maybe use your code.
Yeah.
But it was just like join a waiting list. So I don't know whether they've had to sort of hold back the release because all the resellers crashed it yesterday. Maybe I was like, hang on, we're not ready for this yet.
I don't know. Tonks just put in log on to .com, Sophie. Okay. I thought perhaps Because like sometimes if you log into ebay.com by accident, you can't do stuff. You've got to be logged on to like ebay.co.uk. I thought perhaps it was like the same thing.
Yeah, but what about signing up though? Because at first I went to the .com site and it asked me what country I was in. It basically had like USA, Canada, Australia, and somewhere else. I think it didn't have like UK as an option. I don't know about signing up.
I'll send you my link because I've got like a link, so I'll DM you the link and see if you can use it that way. Because I've had quite a few people, because it will tell me if someone's used my link and they've signed up, and I've had quite a few people do that. So it's definitely working, but maybe you've just got to use the link, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Tonks has put, you can't post on PC, but I know a trick that works. Text me later if you need help. Oh, cheers, Tonks. Yeah, may well do. Yeah. So, how does like your week generally go then? Like with like your reselling and stuff, do you have like certain routines or things like that?
No, I mean we've been quite lazy in the past. It's like not really taking it seriously, but now we're kind of like taking it more as like a 9-to-5 job. So we're actually, we are sitting down listing. It's like Monday we're usually like looking on the auction sites. We still look at them during the even when the car boots are open, because you can still get some you can get some cheap stuff at auctions, although a lot of the prices are still too bloody high. So yeah, Monday mornings are a bit like posting, looking at the auctions, and then we kind of like get some listings done in the afternoon, and then sort of Tuesdays work. I only post like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Used to do it every day.
Yeah.
But now I've been sort of listing more, or actually like selling more. And I think if I did the posting every day, it's just like interrupts your morning. I like to get up in the morning, get a cup of tea, and then just start getting on with like bits and pieces. And I know now I've got my Tuesdays and Thursdays are kind of like uninterrupted, just to get cracking on and like listing. So I don't regularly have your sort of 10, 20 a day. You just like, I can do like 40 in a day. If me and Nicola are both sat down with God, kind of like just list 50. Sometimes I'll do 10, she'll do 20 and whatever. So
yeah,
I think as long as you're getting that certain amount on a week, or listing 10 or more a day. But we've only started doing that sort of the last 3 or 4 months. We just thought, right, I'm just going to do it properly now.
Yeah.
Try and get this house finished.
Yeah.
No, please, Kath. But yeah, and then the weekends is when I usually sort of sit over in the corner and I'll do some videos or repairs, or might just have a weekend off.
Yeah, I mean, like I try and sort of keep my weekends free really now, to be honest. I try and do all my stuff around work, Monday to Friday. And what I'm starting now is making like a draft bank.
Yeah.
And so then at the weekend I can just post, whatever still, but don't actually have to kind of do anything. I can list.
I think of the weekends, we always like end up coming in here doing stuff, because we got like 2 reception rooms in here. So we got like one room's the kitchen and lounge and stuff, and then I've put this other downstairs room as like the office now. So I always end up walking in there doing stuff, like listening to a couple of bits, or just I think, I'd quickly go and get those on. But if we don't, we're just like sell similar like 20 old items or something.
Yeah, I think I don't go like every day either to like every, because I always use every, so I go to Tesco's. But it's quite funny now because when I walk in there, because I go obviously like pretty often, the woman behind the counter, she's like, "Oh, hello, Sophie," because I've had to type my name in like on the iPad thing so many times that she just like knows my name now.
Yeah.
I was like, "How's it going today, Sophie?" It's quite funny.
Yeah, I've got quite a good relationship with me guy down my local post office. I can just I can take it. There can be a queue out the door, and I can just take whatever in. I mean, I do have a business account because we send like a lot of large letters. It's actually cheaper to have send large letters on a business account. It's about
Yeah.
17p cheaper.
I mean, I stopped using Royal Mail because over Christmas I had so many. I mean, granted they were striking and everything else at the time,
Yeah.
but I had so many like items not received, like cases. I was
We
like,
didn't get any. Didn't get any at all with Royal Mail.
I think
Everything got delivered.
I think I'd lost about 70 quid's worth of.
Yeah, a lot of people did. A lot of people did through all them strikes. But I mean, yeah, we were lucky. Although I mean, we actually did have a quiet Christmas. I mean, we were sort of working hard.
Yeah,
I mean, a couple of times before we've kind of like we give ourselves like the Christmas sort of 3 or 4 weeks off.
yeah,
But I thought this year's like, oh, we'll just carry on this. And it was one of our quietest sort of November, December's ever.
yeah.
It was quiet when we didn't even bloody work in December.
Well, I was like really excited for Q4 because I only started reselling like January last year.
Yeah,
So I've been going about 18 months now. But that would have been like my first Q4, and I thought, oh my god, I'm going to sell so much stuff, and
yeah.
just didn't. But then like from Boxing Day onwards that week, I sold quite a lot. But actually, run up to Christmas, just didn't get anything.
Yeah, I think our best part of Christmas was the beginning of November. I think the start of November was brilliant, and then it just died a death. But I think, like you say, that's because of all the strikes.
Yeah,
But then after the strikes, January. I mean, we've had our best sort of beginning of the year, best first quarter for a long time. Because like you sort of January's usually aren't too bad, but your February and March is like usually dead.
yeah, yeah.
But
I did
we've done
like
all right.
that. I wasn't too bad in January actually, but because I'd saved up and took the whole month off work in January to just have
Yeah,
like a month just reselling. And actually, I wasn't too bad. I was quite surprised because I thought it was going to be really dead. But certainly, February and March was pretty dead for me.
yeah. I think our end of March. I mean, I looked at our stats for like March and the end of March, and you can actually see when you looked at your page your impressions and your page views, you could see it's up there, and it just literally went down there.
Yeah,
And I think it was like 67% down, 70% down. And you could literally see the drop. It was
yeah,
up there, and then it's just gone down there. And that went on for about 3 weeks. And then I
yeah,
phoned up like eBay at the end of March, beginning of April. I said, look, I said, what's going on? There's something wrong here. It's like, oh, mate, it's the climate. People aren't like buying stuff. I'm like, don't give me that.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not. It's like you can see everyone decided to stop looking at eBay and like page views on like, on one day, and you can clearly see it. I said, there's something not right. But they
yeah,
looked at the account and, like they always say, oh, we looked at your account. There's nothing wrong with it, blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
So that was like end of April, beginning of March. And then from then, it just went boom, straight back up and just sold loads. At the beginning
yeah.
of like, April was like one of our best months. It's like,
I
is that coincidence, or is it me phoning eBay and saying, what's
yeah.
going on?
Well, I had this problem literally like last week. Like literally in 1 week, I made like £27, like a huge drop.
Mm.
And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
And then,
that's pretty much what it went like for us. It's like, that's what I
yeah,
said to them. It's not normal.
yeah. And then I think the next week, sorry, I made like 52, and I was like, "This still isn't like anywhere
No.
near what I'd normally be doing." So I'd messaged them on Facebook on the eBay for Business, and I said, "Look, you know, I've been adding loads of photos onto old items, like freshening up the photos, changing my titles, blah, all this stuff that they say you should do." And I said, and like nothing has like happened. And then she was like, "Oh, I can't help you because you're not as a business seller," which I didn't know because I had a shop. I thought that made me a business seller. I didn't
No.
know I had to change it. So then I changed that, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I can help you now." And then and, and then she basically said nothing after that.
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh
That's
well,
what they do. There's like, oh, maybe it's because of the climate. It's like, there's nothing wrong with the store. There's nothing wrong with this. We're not doing anything. We're not fiddling around in the background.
yeah." And then like she was like, "Oh, on the next evaluation, you'll get, top rated seller, which will help." But I spoke to Andrew many mental about it, and he said it doesn't help. Um, but yeah, it's just still a bit dead. But then when I swapped all that stuff onto the 99p auction, I then got 101 for the week. So it is gradually kind of coming back up again.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. When they brought out the new round of updates, wasn't it? They was like, they gave you a load more free auction listings. So it's like they're pushing the auctions.
Yeah.
I think if you are listing a lot of auctions, I think that does give your site a little boost.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Mandy, for sharing my voucher. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm just coming down. Lisa, I'm a top rated seller, but it's not made any difference to me. No, Andrew said this, that it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. And he was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, we've been top rated since we kind of like, you know, once you've built up the start, we've been top rated since then. So I don't really notice any difference.
Yeah. Well, I was meant to be like top rated before, but I didn't know. But even when I went to the eBay Roadshow, because I showed him I had a shop and that, I was like, oh, but I am a business seller. I've got a shop. And he just sort of agreed with me as well. He didn't even like really.
I remember that video. I was like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were like kind of like shocked.
Yeah, he didn't even like I took it down in the end because I had so many like comments on it and like quite nasty comments as well. And that was my first video that I'd had like kind of nasty comments on. So I
Oh, was
wasn't quite as thick skinned as I am now. I think I'd have left it up now and just been like, oh whatever.
it?
But
Yeah.
I took it down in the end. But
It's nothing you had done wrong. I mean, you were asking the questions. He was giving you sort of the duff information.
yeah. He was telling me like all sorts of things and I was like, oh, well, they say don't do that though. But they say don't do that though.
That's the kind of thing you get though when you phone them up. You
Yeah.
phone them up, it's like one person will say one thing, and then it's like, I'm not happy with that answer. I'll ring someone else.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, we just use the Facebook chat now.
Yeah.
They usually get things done.
Yeah.
I don't really have to contact them much.
No, well, I don't at all. Apart from when I had those like 2-3 weeks, I was like, right, I'm speaking to someone.
Yeah, that's what I was fed up with at the end.
Yeah.
It's just like something's not right.
No,
Because everyone else was saying, "Oh, we're doing brilliant." But that's the thing. It's like you see other YouTubers saying, "Oh, we're selling loads. We're having like the best month we've ever been," or you see in the chat, "It's the best month it's ever been," and it's like that's normal. They're busy. We're quiet. Then when we're really busy, they're always complaining in the chat. They're quiet.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, it's one of those times of the month, kind of like things."
Yeah.
But it went on too long.
Yeah. And I appreciate we are in a cost of living crisis, but we have been for a long time now. And I've certainly had better sales than, before.
But this is where eBay should come into its own. I think more people will be looking for like the cheaper secondhand stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a way, the cost of living crisis should really I would have thought, give eBay a bit of a boost.
Well, yeah, and that's what I sort of thought as well, but it hasn't worked quite yet. Or they say we're going to be in this situation for the next 2 to 3 years with cost of living. How do you know if you have a business account? Well, Lisa, I can tell you. You go into I think it was like personal information, click that, and then it will say like account type, and it will say individual, or it will say business. And then to swap it over to business, obviously you just click edit, click to go to business, and it will ask you to verify like your address, bank card details, all that kind of thing. And then you just click done, and that's it, and it will just switch it over for you. It's easy once you know where to go, because it's quite difficult to actually know what to click, to be honest. I would never know. Lindsay and Alvin, I'm sure most of the time eBay are just winging it with the information they provide you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They pretty much are. I don't know whether they kind of get given like a script and it's like,
I was going to say they've not even got the standard script. They've all got different scripts.
I think it's just like, if someone asks you this question, you're allowed to choose one of 3 answers.
Which, pick your answer.
Remember, you choose.
It's a bit like that.
Yeah, definitely. Hi Sharon, flipping Northerner. Me and Sharon were on Denz's channel, and I'd literally like just got out of bed as well, and I was like, oh shit, I'm meant to be on like Denz's channel. So I thought it was a good idea to just lie on the sofa and do it like in my pajamas. And then I realised how horrific I looked like afterwards. And I was like, why did you even do that? And Sharon, I also need to apologise to you because I kept calling you Cheryl. So I do apologise.
It's like how you kept calling me Neil.
I know. I have literally no excuse for that one. But yeah, I kept calling you Cheryl, and I'm really sorry, Sharon. But yeah, I think it's because I thought Den's called you Cheryl, and I was like, oh yeah, Cheryl. So I do really apologise for that. So yeah, I think eBay's just a bit meh at the moment for a lot of people, really. Bless you, but I didn't want to correct you at the time. It's like
Well, you don't. You're just like, yeah, that's my name. I'm not going to curse you.
It's like one of them just awful moments, isn't it? I was just hoping that you thought that I was saying Sharon because you didn't say anything. So I thought I got away with it for a little bit, to be honest. Because I thought, it's all right, Cheryl, Sharon, like they're quite similar. Maybe you're half asleep. I was half asleep actually. And in fact, I was even going to do it just like led in bed, but then I thought I might fall asleep. So that was why I got on the sofa. I'm glad I didn't do it led in bed. That would have been even worse. I'm just like,
imagine that if you fell asleep and left your camera rolling.
I know.
You'd be live all night.
I'm just like, just led there like that on the sofa, like blah 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 blah.
Dribbling.
Yeah, and I was like, why did I think that was like a good idea? So I'm not gonna be doing it again. I told Dan's that as well. I was like, oh, I look asleep, and then on all the pictures he put up on his Insta, there's me like. So yeah, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Bit like Alvin being Jamaican and me being Lindsay like late. Oh yeah, I keep calling Alvin Jamaican. He's not. He's St. Lucian. So I've had to get that right as well. And Max calls Lindsay like Lady like Lindsay, and I can't get that round my head as well. And I keep calling her Lindsay like Lady. So I do struggle with these things. I would have been shocking if I went on Den's. I was all over the place. Well, George, I think me and you accidentally ditched Den's on the same day because you didn't turn up for one. And I think I messaged him saying I was asleep, sorry, at like 11 when I was meant to be on at 9:30. And yeah, I think we both ditched him by accident. Never mind. Sophie will get it right one day. Yeah, probably not. Very meh for me. Oh my god, Nicola, that's hilarious. Do you remember, Lindsay, when we thought Alvin was your cat?
Everyone thought Alvin was the cat.
That is so funny. Andrew has slept on DWA.
That doesn't surprise me.
You look so chilled out. I was very chilled out. I was very like relaxed and happy, but I did look pretty awful. Very meh for me. Yep, and me too. Alvin's put me out. Funny. Cool. Well, I try and keep these chats down to about 45 minutes to an hour because I don't like to kind of just go on and kind of bore people either. But thanks for
about the right amount of time that is, I think.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think, when these things go on for like, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, like people just start dropping off anyway. So, I'd rather try and keep people in for the whole chat rather than just people just gradually just drop off. Then no one's actually watching it anyway. Like, what's the point if no one's even watching it? But thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
If anyone would like to be my guest for next week, just give me a DM on Instagram,
Shut up, Nicola.
and we will sort it out. Lee needs to tidy his office.
Nicola's. It's all Nicola's. Look, I don't sell books.
You can move though, so that's all right. You can put your arms out. That's all you need to be able to do, isn't it? Surely
Yeah.
that's enough space.
Yeah, I do. I'm all right.
Oh, thank you, Lindsay and Alvin. It's been a bit of a slog, but thank you very much.
Yeah, those first 1,000 were always a bit of a slog.
Yeah, I know. I just get little flurries of.
All you need is that one video that YouTube push. It's like I had one video they pushed. I think I pretty much got like over 2,000 subscribers from it.
Yeah.
But it was one of the drama ones. It was one of the £245 eBay returns that wasn't a return. Someone sent back a VHS to DVD combi, but they had obviously dropped it, either unpackaging it or whenever they were setting it up. It was like it was in immaculate condition, and you could see the dent in the corner. It had cracked the outside case, and the front panel had like shifted over. And what it had done, it had knocked 2 of the pins off the display.
Yeah.
So the display wasn't getting any power. He didn't actually open a return on eBay. He messaged me and said, "Can I fix it?" I mean, he obviously didn't know who I was.
No.
And that I could fix stuff. But yeah, most people would over return saying, "Oh, this is broken. It doesn't work." But he's like, "Oh, can you fix it? The display's not working." I was like, "Yeah, sure. Send it back." So I actually paid for the return. Now I got it back, and it was like, obviously it had been dropped.
Yeah.
And I found the 2 pins. I just like soldered them back together, bent a few of the things back over, put the front back on, all up and working. Cost me another like £9 to send it back to him. And that was it. I had nothing back from him after that. Sent it back to him. Was like, "No thanks or anything." I should have charged him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had broken it.
Yeah.
But because he hadn't opened an eBay return or anything like that, there was no like sort of partial refunds or, it was a weird one. But yeah, that one got me about 2,000 subscribers. Got me from sort of 800. I think it was about 600 or 800 subscribers, and it just like pushed me over like the 2,000 mark. It was like Jesus. So it was like, as soon as it got to 1,000, you're like quickly trying to monetize it.
Yeah.
The video's still going up and up and up. It's like, we could be making some money out of this one quickly. monetize. You just get monetized, and then it's like, stopped off. It's like, oh, great. But yeah, you need to get a drama video out. Give it clickbait.
Well, I did one that said, like, "Is this the end of resellers using Vinted?" a little while ago now, and it's got about 3,000 and a bit views, which is hundreds and hundreds more views than what I normally get. But it's still getting kind of pushed. And I've got another video that when I tried dumpster diving, but kind of didn't try dumpster diving because I spent most of the time running away from the bin. That got nearly 2,000 views, I think. I've got like a few videos that have for some reason just got those thousands views.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. You're never going to figure out the YouTube algorithm or why they've suggested your video.
No, I don't know what I did or anything. I don't do anything different to what I usually do anyway. I don't know why or what it was, but for some reason those particular 3 videos have doing quite well. No idea why.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few good videos there. It's like stuff like the Guitar Heroes. I mean, I get so many comments from like people who haven't sort of tried to fix stuff before, and they say, "Followed your like video." I mean, that's why I like to make my videos are quite long. Most other sort of resellers probably aren't interested in it. I think my sort of demographic, my sort of viewers are different than sort of your normal resellers. But I get so many people that haven't tried something before, and then they'll look how simple it is, and they'll give it a go. And because I make them the video's a little bit longer, they can sort of follow along more. They can see kind of like what I'm doing, which is why I want it to be a bit more instructional than me kind of like fumbling around and guessing what I'm doing, which is why I don't record stuff. I get so many nice comments like, "Fix this." It's like I had one with like the Guitar Heroes. I had so many people that are saying they've done this to their Guitar Hero, working perfectly now. Someone's like, I had 5 of them that didn't work. I've just done this to all 5 of them. Now I've got 5 Guitar Hero things that work. So, yeah, I think I shouldn't be telling people how to fix stuff. I should be like, buy it. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm not telling them what I'm picking up. I'm not telling them what the bolos are.
No.
I was like, I'll fix this. And now everyone's starting to fix stuff.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Lee. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I started talking again. We was ending, wasn't we?
No, it's all right. It's fine. So yeah, we will see all of you guys in the next one. And if anyone does want to be a guest, then let me know. And
yeah, Lisa just saying he could have left a good review. No, he didn't even leave a good review after I fixed the thing for him.
Yeah, especially that, because like, yeah, you didn't charge him or like nothing.
Didn't charge him, fixed it for nothing. It's like,
yeah. That's like above and beyond customer service. That
was. It should have been charged. Anyone else would have been charged.
Yeah, ridiculous. Oh well.
Thanks for having me anyway.
No, that's
shut up now.
Right, we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye all.